More updates on President Biden's trip out west in this swing to some of these western states. He arrived in Portland, Oregon later tonight, speaking at a fundraiser and event trying to shore up support for the Democratic gubernatorial candidate, Tina Kotek. Let's listen in.
I mean that sincerely, because so much is at stake. If we are able to keep the House and keep the Senate, we can continue to do the things we've been doing, which are really going to change the country. We're at a real inflection point in this country. What happens in the next 4 to 6 years is going to determine what happens for the next 3 or 4 generations. Not a joke. It's not just America, but it's across the world. That's happened in the same way. And so, but I'm here because Ron Wyden has been such an incredible chairman. No. I'm not joking. You know, when I was running for office, and thank you, some of you who helped me here, God, it was nice winning by 16 points. I just, God, this is the only state he didn't contest. But all kidding aside, we ran on the notion that, you know, Big Pharma continued to abuse the American. We pay more for drugs than any country in the world. I mean, the same exact drug, the same exact prescription, sold here, sold in Canada, sold in Germany, sold in South Africa, is significantly cheaper than here. And so we've trying to take on Big Pharma for a long time. And we got 2 things going for us this time. One, American labor, which was 100% by SEIU, I love you. But the other one was Ron. You know, you may remind my talking about how, you know, 53 American corporations made $40 billion, didn't pay a single penny in taxes, and we couldn't get anything moving. Ron got it done. No. Ron got it done. And one of the things, the reason why it's so important we win this off your election, because a lot of what we've done doesn't kick in until January, so people don't even know it yet. For example, no senior, because of these 2 guys right here, no senior in America on Medicaid will have to pay more than $2,000 a year for their prescriptions, no matter how much they cost. No, really. That is, by the way, that's a staggering note, because some of these cancer drugs are $13,000, $14,000 a year. I'm telling you, I had a son, anyway. But you know, it's expensive. And imagine all those folks who don't have the capacity beyond Medicare to pay for what they have, what they need. Thirdly, you know, it costs, you know, you don't have to say what you do. Do you know anybody who needs insulin for diabetes? Okay, well, guess what? Because of these guys and the Congress people, where are all my Congress friends? But this is really important. You know how much it costs to make 1 vial of insulin? $10. TEN. By the way, it's your birthday today.
It's a birthday I'll never forget.
And by the way, she has just turned 30, so it's a. But all kidding aside, it costs $10. $10 to make that vial and package it. And people are charging 30, 40 times that amount monthly cost. So guess what? Because of your congressional delegation, no one has to pay more than $35 for a prescription. Nobody. That's, by the way, just imagine. I was telling my colleagues in the Senate, I still think myself as a senator. I was there for 36 years. But I was telling them that I was down in Virginia at a town hall. This woman stood up and was very emotional. She had her 2 daughters. She said, both my daughters have diabetes, and I can't afford the insulin. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. Imagine being a parent and have your dignity stripped of you when your child you know needs it to stay healthy and maybe alive. You can't do a damn thing about it. But your guys changed that for people. You changed that. There's a little thing called the environment. When I introduced that bill called Build Back Better, everybody was, oh, no, we're going to do that. Well, Oregon saved me. Because what'd you do? You stepped up and you made sure we have little things called tax credits that will fundamentally change people's lives. Ordinary middle-class folks are going to be in a position because of folks like this one here. Because guess what? What a governor does matters. It matters. It matters, it matters, it matters. And it does. And look, folks, anyway, I'm taking too much of your time. You should be on the telephones. But all kidding aside, there's so much that if we get by this election, we can begin to change the world. I know, you know, I'm a little bit of a cockeyed optimist, I realize that. But the truth of the matter is I've never been more optimistic about America's prospects. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. Never, 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 never. There's two reasons for it. Because of these, we're the only country in the world that has come out of crises stronger than we went in. Not just returned to where we were, stronger than we went in. There's so much we've done in infrastructure bills, so much we've done in, for example, dealing with burn pits, the veterans, all these poor sons of guns who live next to these burn pits, which are football-sized, 8 to 10, 12 feet deep, burning everything from fuel to human waste to, I mean, it just, and a lot of them died. More people came back with cancer than any war in American history. More people exposed to these toxic, but guess what? Because of what these guys did, we were able to pass that burn pit legislation. And now, those who lost someone, their families are being compensated by helping them with the kids' educations, by helping with monthly payments and so on. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And those who are still alive are getting treatment that they don't have to prove their illness was because of the burn pits. And so anyway, and the reason I'm excited, and I'm going to stop, I know I can see the looks in your faces here, because we got to get back to work. But here's the deal. I know, don't worry. I know they are. I know. But here's the deal. The reason I'm basically optimistic about America is because of those folks between 18 and 35 years old. It's the most educated generation in American history, the most open generation, the least prejudiced generation, the most I'm being literal, the most volunteering generation in all American history. There's nothing that America can't do if we set our mind to it. I've spent more time with Xi Jinping in China than any world leader has. When I was vice president all the way through to now, over 78 hours with him alone, 9 of those hours on the phone and the others in person. We're traveling 17,000 miles with him around the world, in China and the United States. And here's the deal. He asked me when I was on the Tibetan Plateau, we each had an interpreter, simultaneous interpreter. He said, can you define America for me? I said, yeah, one word, possibilities. There's nothing beyond our capacity. Nothing. So let's get this election underway and let's finish the job. God love you all. Thank you. Thank you. And let's have some donuts.
Okay, so President Biden there at this kind of campaign function for one of the Democratic gubernatorial candidates in Oregon, Tina Kotek. She's trying to become the next governor of Oregon there. President Biden also was, look, he was making phone calls. Take a look at this. To would-be eligible voters trying to get out the vote. Voter turnout is key, of course. President Biden even taking part. You can see there he's what's customary if you've been to some of these phone banking events on campaigns. There's a script you read and you make the phone call and you try to remind someone to vote or persuade them to vote to your side. And kind of funny and interesting to see President Biden do that there in Oregon. Of course, this was the third state in his Western tour of these states out west. He first was in Colorado, then spent 2 days in California, then flying to Portland, Oregon, right there.